call to order the regular meeting of the Board of Park Commissioners of Park Ridge Park District. It's Thursday, March 6th, and it's 7 p.m. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can we have a roll call vote, Mary Beth?
Commissioner Bendy.
Here.
Commissioner Bowe. Here. Commissioner Halting.
Here.
Commissioner Leduc.
Here.
Commissioner Matza.
Here.
Commissioner Grau.
Here. Would anyone like to add, amend, or delete an item to the current agenda? Or to or from the current agenda? No? All right, any public comment? I'm assuming not. Approval of minutes. I move to approve the minutes from the February 20th, 2025 regular board meeting.
Second.
Any discussion? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Great. All right, approval of closed session minutes. I move to approve the minutes from the February 20, 2025 closed session meeting as identified in Exhibit A and maintain these minutes in the closed meeting records of the Park Ridge Park District, finding good cause exists to maintain them as confidential.
Second.
Any discussion? All right, that's a roll call vote.
Commissioner Bowe.
Yes.
Commissioner Halting.
Yes.
Commissioner Leduc.
Yes.
Commissioner Matza.
Aye.
Commissioner Bendy.
Yes.
Commissioner Grau.
Aye. Thank you for getting those out so quickly. You're welcome. All right, Executive Director report.
Thank you. One thing I wanted to mention before we get to the strategic plan completion report of 2024 is that the last couple of board meetings, we've been discussing the farmer's market with the city of Park Ridge. I have a meeting scheduled with Drew Awesome and Joe Gilmore for this upcoming Tuesday to talk about the farmer's market in more detail about sites, as we talked about last time. Prospect Park was mentioned in an email. I wrote back saying that probably wouldn't be a feasible location, but just to meet and talk about different locations, if any, that we could provide. I have talked with Superintendent Wolf and Superintendent Armour about their thoughts and ideas, and we'll be sharing those with Drew and Joe next week. The next meeting they have is the 18th, I believe, so a week later.
Okay, I heard from Alderman Steinfels, there's 3 locations.
Okay.
Number 1 is Hodges Park.
Okay.
The other 2 are not in the Park District. One is a library lot and the adjacent lot to the library, and number 3 is somewhere on Summit. I think not quite as far down as FM.
Okay.
So just so you know ahead of time.
I appreciate the heads
And
up.
I told him I was very disappointed that that was their number 1 choice out of 3.
Okay. I will express the same concerns we've had with Hodges that we addressed this year. And then if any other locations come up, what concerns that Superintendent Armour and Wolf both had mentioned as well, because we did do an internal evaluation of all locations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Included in your packet, starting on page 9 of the packet, is the strategic plan completion report for 2024. We went in detail. Staff did a great job putting things together to find these results. A couple of achievements I just want to mention for 2024 is our continued customer service satisfaction. Increased registrations from 40,464 in 2023 to 43,824 in 2024, which is roughly an 8.3% increase despite Oakton's closure.
That's incredible.
We continue to see high program success rates of 84.8%. Daily users remain strong at 407,984 visits in 2024. This is roughly just less than 13,000 in 2023. And put that in perspective, Oakton was closed with daily users. The driving range usually has about 20,000 in a year. So even if we factor in additional Oakton users and the driving range, our number would have exceeded 2023. Strong customer satisfaction in our annual survey. We received a 91.34%. Compared to 2023 at a 90.38%. Looking at our financial health, we maintained our AA+ bond rating. Our operating expenses is within our fund balance of 31.53%. And then also this week, we did receive confirmation that we got the GFOA award, and this is our 42nd consecutive year that we received that award. So hats off.
Team effort.
Some projects to highlight include Hinkley Park project, the main park playground. Progress on the Oakton project is steady, and South Park will be completed this spring. Other areas, we've tackled safety concerns with OSHA compliance items and training, emergency response plans, and trainings have been enhanced. Marketing launched a new website. Sustainability hit a number of milestones, including expanding community gardens, launching compost initiatives, and adding electric vehicles to our fleet. The main challenge for 2024 was the impact of Oakton's closures on our revenue. As we keep looking to the future, we will focus on ongoing capital improvement, sustainability initiatives, and plans for continued community engagement. I just want to highlight that the staff, I believe, from everywhere, from every department, recreation, finance, marketing, buildings and grounds, I think did a fantastic job this year. I came in May, learned a lot, and everyone was able to help me out and teach me things. So I think it was a great year, and we're looking to keep the momentum going for 2025. At this time, I open it up to the Board of Commissioners for any comments, concerns, or questions regarding the strategic plan.
I just want to say this is all in writing. He talked really quick, so if you need any details, it's all in our board packet. I think you should have bowed after each one of those.
Like I said, I think staff
There are
continues
people-
to do a great job, and we've accomplished a lot this year. And this upcoming year, 2025, is just going to keep the momentum going.
Well, I'll just say congratulations to staff and to you, John, for all that, because, you know, Oakton's taken a lot of effort as well. And so we kept up with everything in spite of that. And new staff in HR, new staff and executive director, relatively new superintendent of finance. I think it's great. So thank you.
Thank you to the board and staff.
Yeah, I really have to commend the staff. Just looking at page 15, how would you rate the overall satisfaction with customer service? I mean, that's a 10 to 13% increase in satisfaction rating in just that the amount of time that I've been on the board. And one of the things that, when I came on the board, one of the issues that came up was the turnover and retention rate. And, that was one of those issues that I thought was important because we want our customer service to be better, but we also know that there's also an amount of turnover that might be contributing to a low rating of satisfaction because you lose good people who go to other places. Now, HR did make a recommendation a few years ago to make sure that the benefits and salaries were competitive with other park districts. And this board voted in favor of that. And I think that we took that recommendation because it made a lot of sense. And now when you look at the retention rate, and I would love to see what the retention rate was prior to, on page 12, 2023, because I think there's a certain amount of past practices that may have, would help us to make better decisions in the future and to maintain this high satisfaction rating. So I'm glad to see there's higher retention. I'm glad to see that the end result is exactly what this board had in mind, which is to get that satisfaction rate higher and retain our good people. So you guys are doing a great job. I just wanted to say thank you again for everything that you do.
Thank you. I do want to echo that, we have 60 some odd full-time employees. You don't have everybody here today. We had a large majority that has showed up to the board meeting when we presented the budget. I do want to say that I think we have a great staff, one of the best staffs that I have been the pleasure to work with. So retaining them is key. I know we have new positions that are coming in from the recreation department and for the parks department. We're looking to build our team, but I do echo keeping staff and making sure they're happy, and we're succeeding while making the public happy is always our goal. So thank you to all the staff that aren't here. If you're listening on the camera 2 days from now, thank you, appreciate it. But thank you to everybody for what they do for the Park District and this community.
I'll go along with what Rob said, and everyone, thank you very much.
I actually had a question on page 18 under goal 4. And first of all, I of course echo, like, I've always seen wonderful things from our staff, and it's amazing to me all the things they're able to accomplish. But I was curious, so under goal 4, strategy 1, when talking about the 7-Eleven, Hamlin, and IGA, the status is just kind of left blank, as well as the status on the next
Yeah.
item regarding vendor payments. So I was just curious, like, what are those statuses?
So in regards to the 7-Eleven property of Hamlin, I've had little discussions with new superintendent rec over, not superintendent rec, sorry, the superintendent of the school district. And they haven't had any, we haven't reached out, we haven't circled back with them, but they know that we're interested once the building does get erected and somehow using the property over there for programs. But besides that, we haven't had any conversations with that. That's something I could
And
co-
it's infancy.
Yeah, correct.
It's clear. There's nothing there. I just ran by it the other day.
Yeah,
I
there,
was like, oh, okay.
yeah.
It's on their 5-year plan.
Yeah.
And then,
I can answer the question about the purchasing card. So that's also on hold right now. It's a next step, but our first step is to actually try to get the purchasing card upload to work to connect the purchasing card system with MSI or accounting software. So that's where we're focused right now, is getting that to work. And once that is working, then we can start to explore setting up vendors in the system.
Okay, well, and I saw that one of the goals was also to like do an updated finance system. So would that also?
Yes, that's a
big.
big goal. Yeah. That, we're starting to, that's one of my goals for this year, is to start to research that and get that in place. So yes, that will affect that, the purchasing card also. So it's all kind of rolled into that.
All right, well, thank you
Sure.
both for clarifying, because I was just like, wait, status, what? Like,
It's written in invisible ink.
I forgot my super spy
Yeah.
classes. I couldn't see it. All right, thank you.
Anything else? I did have a question about the Hydro something app. I don't remember what that was. Was it Hydro apps?
I don't know what page you're looking at.
Page
but that's
11.
For aquatics.
The very first, first line of, I was like, I don't remember that. So,
It's their scheduling system, and they also use it for various tasks as well. So they're keeping the portion for their tasks, so like safety checklists, et cetera, but moving the scheduling over to Paycom.
I figured it had to do with them, but
The hydro gave it away.
yeah, exactly. And that number on the amount of people in our programs is just amazing, April. And the last time I was at the fitness center, it was just humming. It was just, people were everywhere. So, and someone mentioned it to me, and I said to them, yes, we're back at our pre-pandemic levels. So you can tell.
You can. It's very busy there.
Yeah.
So thank you. I'll pass that along. Another team effort for sure.
All right. Is that it? Yes. All right.
Thank you.
Marketing. We have a request from Go Green Park Ridge. You have to.
yourself?
Yeah. Maybe. That's a good point. Let's talk about
I think you have to read the motion, right?
I have to. One or two. Since it's coming from me.
The marketing motion is I move to approve the posting of the Go Green Park Ridge composting flyer at the customer service counters of the Main Park Leisure Center, Centennial Fitness Center, and the Centennial Activity Center.
Second.
Thank you. Director Holler, you want to?
My memo's on page 24. This is one of the flyers that falls under the posting of promotional materials policy, which is on page 25. Falls under number 7, which is other nonprofit organizations as recommended by staff and approved by the park board, because it doesn't fall in one of the previous 6 categories. And then the flyer is on page 26. It's for composting, curbside composting, and they'd like it on the 3 customer service counters in an acrylic frame.
Any discussion?
I mean, it's super cute.
Fine,
You could enter today.
fine by me.
Is it a standard time limit for this posting? Is it 1 month?
Yeah, we allow for 1 month, but you're winning 3 months of
You're winning.
curbside. The flyer actually didn't say when they're drawing, but I think your email to me did.
Yeah, it starts April 1st and it'll end April 30th.
Yeah, so it is a month.
Sorry about that.
No? Any other discussion? No? Mary Beth, you want to do a roll call, please?
Commissioner Halting,
Aye.
Commissioner Leduc,
Aye.
Commissioner Matzah,
Yes.
Commissioner Bendy,
Yes.
Commissioner Bo,
Yes.
Commissioner Grau.
I'll abstain.
Thank you.
Motion passes.
All right, and then we move on to recreation with Commissioner Leduc.
Yes, and I actually haven't gotten a motion in a while, so I'm excited here. I move to approve the Harp and Fiddle as the Centennial Aquatic Center concessionaire for the summer of 2025, and to authorize the executive director to execute and deliver such agreement.
Second.
All right, and now I will turn it over to Superintendent Armour.
Yes, I actually have a brief memo on page 27, actually for both motions, since it's for the same vendor. So we have Harp and Fiddle for the Centennial Aquatic Center, as well as for the Oakton Sport Complex. And we only received 1 proposal for Centennial and 2 for Oakton.
And they were our concessionaire last year, correct?
For several years, yes.
Couple years.
Several years, Harp and Fiddle. We've been very happy with them.
All right. And everything's going to be the same as it was in years past, correct? Like, this is like boilerplate, nothing's really changing or anything?
We did change the fees, the fee agreement. So the previous fee agreements were similar to how it's set up in the Oakton agreement, so that, you know, to make sure that they actually realize some profits. But he was comfortable shifting that language in the Aquatic Center after several years and understanding how the operations work. So that's why the fee arrangements are a little bit different between the two.
Percentage, right? No, it's a percentage.
It was always a percentage, but it was, you know, kind of after their profits. So that's the arrangement, you know, after they break even. So that's what we're looking at Oakton. But now it's just a percentage at the Aquatic Center is what we've agreed upon.
Yeah, they've always been great at the pools to deal with, so I look forward to them working at Oakton as well.
Yes, we've had, you know, several walkthroughs and conversations and, you know, some pre-planning meetings and things that occurred even prior, so that before they put the proposal in, they were comfortable with what we would have on site and the arrangement and what was going on in the facility. So very, you know, proactive conversations prior to the submission.
And I'm guessing it'll be the same point of contact for both. right?
Yes.
A little bit easier for you guys. It's good. Thank you.
Any other comments or questions?
I heard he was checking into non-plastic water containers. So, I don't, yeah, at the pool. So,
Had some conversations about that as well.
yeah, that's exciting.
All right, any other comments?
Just, was the other bid on Oakton a local establishment or?
It was not.
Okay.
It's a company that has only had business on the East Coast, and they're trying to expand.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, I think we can call the roll.
Commissioner Matzah,
Yes.
Commissioner Bendy,
Yes.
Commissioner Bo,
Yes.
Commissioner Halting,
Yes.
Commissioner Leduc,
Aye.
Commissioner Grau.
Aye.
All right, that passes. And now the second related motion, I move to approve the Harp and Fiddle as the Oakton Sports Complex concessionaire from the facility opening date through December 21st, 2026, and to authorize the executive director to execute and deliver such agreement.
Second.
Any further like Oakton-specific questions or comments?
Was the term made longer just because we were partial year for this year?
Yes.
Thank you.
And then, once we get past that, will they align?
For a year?
Yeah.
For the.
Or like
the
get the,
calendar year?
I guess get the, well, yeah, I mean, I guess they'll have different needs in terms of time periods. so.
Yes, we'll reevaluate as it gets, closer to that time period. And most likely, there's the option to renew for additional years. So we discuss at that point.
Great, thank you.
I have a Dirk question. What is recitals?
Typical sorts of statements at the beginning that establish some facts, background, history.
Yeah.
They're not considered to be part of the incorporation.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? All right, seeing none, please call the roll.
Commissioner Bendy?
Yes.
Commissioner Bo?
Yes.
Commissioner Halting?
Yes.
Commissioner Leduc?
Aye.
Commissioner Matza?
Yes.
Commissioner Grau?
Aye.
All right. And with that, I'll turn it over to Commissioner Bo and Buildings and Grounds.
And I'll turn it over to Superintendent.
Thank you. I think there's a motion. That's all right.
All right, I move to approve ordinance number 25-3, an ordinance authorizing the sale of used personal property owned by the Park Ridge Park District.
Second.
Discussion?
One of the vehicles that we were replacing with the ones that were approved to purchase. The truck's on its way. Might have actually made it by today, but so we're just making room. We're tight for space over at the garage. So
Commissioner Halting?
Yes.
Commissioner Leduc?
Aye.
Commissioner Matza?
Yes.
Commissioner Bendy?
Yes.
Commissioner Bo?
Yes.
Commissioner Grau?
Aye.
All right. I move to approve an agreement with Midwest Mechanical in the amount of $39,945 for the removal and replacement of the Centennial Fitness Center's HVAC rooftop unit, RTU number 12, and to authorize the executive director to execute and deliver such agreement.
Second.
just following through on capital. So this is one of those units. As you can see, it's within budget. So we're just looking to get this scheduled. We're hopeful that approval at this time will have a quick enough turnaround and we can coordinate to have this work done during the shutdown. But the vendors did identify that they're not 100% certain on the availability and lead time for this yet. So that's our goal, but we're just not sure where that's at yet. So
And if they can't match it up to the shutdown week, what impact would it have on the facility?
So what would happen is what has happened in past years is we'll coordinate a time and date in which that we have a crane come out. We might have to have a delayed opening for the facility. We'll have an early, pick and lift to the roof. Once it's on the roof and the crane's gone, then the facility will be safe to open again. So I believe last year ended up being a couple of hours delayed opening. So.
All right, thank you.
And alternate number 2, the ionization, is that for air quality, indoor air quality? Okay, thanks.
I like that it's under budget.
Me too. How many RTUs are up there?
I think there's.
Are there 12?
Yeah, I think there's actually 13. I know last year we replaced 13. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot for the various different zones.
Fitness center, yeah. Yeah, okay,
So,
groovy.
yeah.
I'm just saying, you want to have good air, you want to have enough airflow in there, you know?
You definitely do.
Roll call?
Commissioner Leduc?
Aye.
Commissioner Matza?
Yes.
Commissioner Bendy?
Yes.
Commissioner Bo?
Yes.
Commissioner Halting?
Yes.
Commissioner Grau?
Aye.
Got your R2 unit.
You.
All right. All right, I approve move the district's membership as an end user in the interlocal purchasing system.
Why'd you start
Tips.
again?
Would you like to hear that once more?
Start again.
Move to approve the district's membership as an end user in the interlocal purchasing system. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion?
This is another joint purchasing group. It's kind of teeing up the next motion that we have, but this is a joint purchasing group that a couple of other vendors that we've identified recently are participating in. I think that they're just getting more, exposure in our area. So this just helps us with procurement. I had Dirk look this over. He said it was good as long as you guys approved it, and then once you approve it, I will go through with the membership. So
You said we were a part of this one before?
not this one. It's
Oh.
just it's a different one. We're part of a couple of different ones. So Sourcewell, Omnia, this would be another one.
And do you just join when you see something you want to buy?
Sometimes what happens is, I mean, that it does what happen, but sometimes when you're looking for, you're working with vendors and trying to find, projects that you can get, completed without bringing on engineers for certain things. In this case, the one we're anticipating using is for tennis color court coating. So we reached out to the vendor that's actually doing the work at South Park, and we started to talk with them and asked them if they had any joint purchasing agreements that they were, part of. And they had identified that they were part of TIPS. And so we looked into that to see, because the value of their contract was more than the 30,000. So we would have to have engaged engineers, architects, et cetera, put it out to bid, wait, So, but what they've done is they've already done that at a higher level. They're just extending that pricing. This is essentially extending the pricing through intergovernmental agreements. So it allows us to access that and access the pricing provided in another bid without us having to go through that additional work. So it saves us in the long run, saves the taxpayers. So
It's a decent chunk.
yeah, and not even money, but just time as well. So it helps us become more efficient in how we're doing things.
So there's no membership fee?
So there is no fee.
How many of these groups are we in?
This will be the third one, I think. We had one that was maybe four. I think we had the one we really only used for the restroom facility out at Woodland. It was the Keystone Network out of somewhere in Pennsylvania a number of years back, obviously. But yeah,
It's not unusual for local governments to
No,
use
no.
these because, yeah,
right.
because everybody's kind of leaning on resources and trying to save money.
Yeah, and actually, we just as we were doing, like literally a few days after I put this memo together, I learned that the vendor that we typically use, which is a local vendor for non-toxic asphalt coatings, is actually part of this as well. So that'll help us streamline that process to get those approved, to make sure that we're not falling behind in some of those annual or the schedule that we do. We typically do it every 2 to 3 years for that. So so it'll just help us out overall with a lot of different things. So
Yeah, so $15,000 savings, right? Because of the group or?
no, I mean maybe, I guess, yeah, really, because we did get that estimate that we based our off of another vendor that we use for a different project. So yeah, I guess really.
That's great.
Yep.
Roll call?
Commissioner Matza?
Yes.
Commissioner Bendy?
Yes.
Commissioner Bowe?
Yes.
Commissioner Holting?
Yes.
Commissioner Leduc?
Aye.
Commissioner Grant?
Aye.
So that passed. And on to Hinckley Tennis Courts, I move to approve the agreement with the U.S. Tennis Court Construction in the amount of $57,971.20 for the resurfacing of the Hinckley Tennis Courts, and to authorize the executive director to execute and deliver such agreement. Second?
Second.
So yeah, this is for the project we kind of talked about a little bit there. It's just, this was part of our capital plan, something that's ready to go. We don't know the timing of this yet. From the rec staff perspective, they would prefer it to be towards the end of the summer. Knowing that they're on site at South Park, they might have a different, desire and try to be here while they're in town. So we'll have to work with them a little bit and work with the rec staff. But at some point this year, and once we have a chance to finalize those conversations, we'll be in communication with April and her team. So, and communicate to the public.
How long would the courts be out of commission?
I'm not sure. My guess is that that project will be about a week, so maybe a little bit longer. But this is not like it's nothing too serious. It's really just color coding and patching cracks and things like that. So just making sure this is definitely something we're just doing because you need to keep up with these things every 8 years ish. And I think we are right at that 8-9 year mark, if I recall. So we're starting to see a couple of hairline cracks. So we want to get those filled and coated before we start to see too much with freeze-thaw cycles, which damage the courts. So,
as a person who uses those courts, I totally endorse this. Is there any way that it can be done before or after the tennis season to minimize downtime?
Typically not, just because the temperatures are usually required to be 50 degrees and rising. So,
Need tennis weather.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
yeah,
I
that's
know there's
one
gonna
of
be
those
some
unfortunate challenges.
unhappy, people with that. But of course, I think they understand. They remember the days where you could actually jam a tennis ball into one of the cracks prior to the renovation. So I think they'll understand that it's just regular maintenance that needs to be done.
Yeah, and we did invest a significant amount of money several years ago, and we redid these and did a full depth, removal and replacement. It was several $100,000, I think, in the neighborhood of $600,000 or $700,000 at the time. So we want to make sure we're protecting that investment. So.
Yeah, glad to hear it. Anyone else? Roll call?
Commissioner Bendy? Yes. Commissioner Bowe?
Yes.
Commissioner Holting?
Yes.
Commissioner Leduc?
Aye.
Commissioner Matza?
Yes.
Commissioner Grau?
Aye. All right, is there any new business? None? Okay. I move to adjourn to closed session for the purpose to discuss the performance of specific personnel. We will reconvene to open session to take action if needed on the matters discussed in closed session.
Second.
All right. Is that roll call or?
Yes, always to go in.
Roll call.
Roll call.
Okay. Commissioner Bowe?
Yes.
Commissioner Holting?
Yes.
Commissioner Leduc?
Aye.
Commissioner Matza?
Yes.
Commissioner Bendy?
Yes.
Commissioner Grau?
Aye. All right, let's take like a 5-minute, or less than 5-minute break. Okay, we're reconvening to the regular board meeting. No action is being taken. It's 8:32 p.m. I move to adjourn the meeting of the Board of Park Commissioners.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
All right, John. Thank you all. We're moving